Good morning everyone. This is Chandrakala. Now we will start the second section, that is regarding relative density. So here we will see some concepts related with density, then relative density, and then its measurement in terms of Archimedes principle. That means with the help of Archimedes principle. So our first concept starts from density. In very basic concepts of density, we have already learnt that if two bodies are having same mass, they can have different volume. That means if two bodies have same mass means m1 is equal to m2, then its volume can be different. That means v1 may not be equal to v2. Okay, and if two bodies which are having same volume, that is v1 is equal to v2, they may not have same mass. Okay, in class 6th we have learnt this concept. For example, if you will take two same volume of two particular objects, suppose let one iron and one cotton, you know that both will have different volumes. Similarly, if you will take same volume, then their masses will be also different. The reason is because the packing of the particles, here I am saying particles, that can be atoms, molecules, whatever, because the packing of the particles is different. That means their attraction forces and their intermolecular separation are different. Even this you have learnt very clearly when you learnt that why ice floats on water. Since both are having water molecules, still its density, their densities are different, because of which even though ice is a solid object, but still it floats on the water. So same concept is here. Different materials have different interatomic separation and attractions, due to which their same masses can give you different volumes, or their different volumes can give you same masses. So that means there is any one particular quantity that depends on mass and volume, and that particular physical quantity is known as density. So that means density of a material is mass per unit volume. Next thing, it is the characteristic property of a body. As soon as you will change a particular object, material, that can be solid, liquid or gas, then the density will also automatically changed. Next thing, the SI unit and CGS unit. Generally we will discuss only SI unit. You know that for mass it is kilogram and volume is meter cube, but still if you need CGS, then you can say that it is gram per centimeter cube. These are the units of density. Next point is, it is a scalar quantity. That means it will not have any direction. And next thing is relation between CGS and SI unit. You know that this can be written as kilogram meter raised to power minus 3, or you can say gram meter raised to power centimeter raised to power minus 3. So both are same things. You can put this one, or you can write it in the terms of negative powers. So here also we will see relation between CGS unit and SI unit. So here I am writing one unit, that is 1 gram per centimeter cube is equal to 1000 kilogram per meter cube. No need of memorizing it, because one thing is there, that is you know relation between gram and kilogram, as well as you know relation between centimeter and meter also. So then no need, you can directly convert. That means you can write here 1 kilogram per meter cube and then convert it into gram per centimeter cube. Here you will write 1000, but here since it is cube, so you have to write down 10 raised to power minus 2 raised to power 3. Accordingly, if you will solve, you will get this answer. And otherwise you can say 1 kilogram per meter cube is equal to 10 raised to power minus 3 gram per centimeter cube, but this we will need in the numericals. These are the basic things related with density, and actually we already knew it. Okay, now we will learn relative density, but before relative density we will need one thing, and that is effect of temperature on density. That means what is relation between temperature and density. So the thing is, density and temperature are generally inversely proportional to each other. That means we will learn some exceptions here, but still in general density is inversely proportional to temperature. As soon as you will increase the temperature, then the volume will also increase, because in lower classes you have learned thermal expansion, and if you have not learned this word, then you have learned one word, that is heating effect of material. Heating effect on materials, that means if you will heat any particular object, it expands. Generally I'm writing because we will have some exceptions, so I'm writing generally materials expand on heating. And expand means what? Volume increases. Expansion, when any particular object expands, it increases its volume, and when it contracts, it decreases the volume. So that means you are saying that when you will heat something, that means if you will increase the temperature, then the volume will increase. And right now you said that density is equal to mass upon volume, therefore density is inversely proportional to volume. So if the volume is increasing, then density automatically decreases. That means you can say that density is inversely proportional to temperature, because the temperature is directly proportional to volume and volume is inversely proportional to density. That's why on increasing the temperature, materials generally expand, so their volume increases, and when the volume increases, then density decreases. Therefore on increasing temperature, density decreases, and on decreasing temperature, density increases. But here we will have some exceptions. This is only one generalized thing. Same thing is true for just opposite. That means generally the materials contract on cooling. Cooling means you are decreasing the temperature. And if it will contract, then the volume will decrease. Okay, so that means if you will decrease the temperature, here you can write one more conclusion if you want, that is volume is directly proportional to temperature. That means if you will increase the temperature, then the volume will decrease, and when the volume will decrease, then the density will increase. So that's why density and temperature are inversely proportional to each other. So right now we said that the density is inversely proportional to temperature, but still we have some exceptions, and in that exceptions right now we are learning water. That means water is also having a or shows one exceptional behavior towards increase or decrease in the temperature. Okay, so first we will write our original concept, that is density is inversely proportional to temperature. When you will heat something, then it will expand. Okay, but here the thing is, when we start increasing the temperature of the water, suppose initially the water was at 0 degrees Celsius. See, I'm not saying it ice, it's not ice, it's water only, so you have to consider water only. So suppose some water we are having at 0 degrees Celsius, its temperature starts increasing, that is after some time it will be 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, and it will reach to 4 degree, and then further it will increase, and 5, 6, 7, 8, anything, suppose it is 10 degree Celsius here. That means what we are doing, we are giving heat and we are increasing the temperature of the water. And since you are saying that these are inversely proportional, you are saying that on heating the materials expand. So that means when the temperature is increasing, then its volume should increase. Okay, it should expand and volume should increase. But practically it is observed that here instead of expanding, water contracts and its volume decreases. Okay, and after that it shows the normal behavior. Normal behavior means as you will increase the temperature for the 4 degrees Celsius, then it will expand as all other things do. Similarly, it will also expand and the volume increases. So that means what? If the volume is decreasing, you are saying density is equal to mass upon volume. So if the volume is decreasing, then the density should increase. That means in this duration 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, density of water increases, whereas here it expands and the volume increases. So when the volume increases, then the density should decrease. So density is decreasing. All right. That means after 4 degrees Celsius it shows the normal behavior, but between 0 to 4 degrees Celsius it shows one non-linear increase in the density. Instead of decreasing, it shows increase in the density. Okay, same thing is true if you will move reversing. That means if you water is at 10 degrees Celsius, you are decreasing its temperature, then it became 9, 8, 7, and at a particular time it became 4 degrees Celsius, and further you have decreased its temperature and reached to 0 degrees Celsius. Since you are cooling it, you are decreasing the temperature. So since you are decreasing the temperature, so its volume, that means it should contract, and its volume should decrease. Okay, so up to 4 degrees Celsius it's okay, it contracts and its volume decreases. Further here, when you reach to 4 to 0 degrees Celsius, here also it should contract and volume should decrease because the temperature is decreasing. Okay, but instead of this, what it starts expanding and its volume start increasing. So same things now you can say, during this time when the volume is decreasing, density increases, and here when the volume starts increasing, density decreases. Okay, so this expand in cooling of the water from 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius is known as anomalous expansion of water. Okay, here it is decrease in the decrease in the volume, and here it is increase in the volume. So between this 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, water shows abnormal behavior, that means not normal, which generally other materials do. This is the exception for water. Okay, now why we are learning this? We are learning this because you see here you are saying that the volume is decreasing. Suppose if I say that here the volume is 50, it can be centimeter cube or whatever unit you want you can take. So suppose if here the volume is 50, then you are saying that it is decreasing. Decreasing means it will become 49, 48, 40. So something, suppose here it has become 44. Okay, at 4 degrees Celsius the volume is 44, let it be centimeter cube. After that you are saying that the volume will start increasing, that means just after this point it will become 45, 46, something like that. So that means the conclusion is the volume is minimum at 4 degrees Celsius, and this is very important concept. Okay, because before this 4 degrees Celsius also volume was more than 44, and after that also it will be more than 44. Okay, but at 4 degrees Celsius the volume is minimum, which is one of very important concept, that at 4 degrees Celsius volume of water especially only we are talking, because everything will not show like this. So volume of water is minimum. One conclusion. Second conclusion is you are saying that density is increasing. Here you are saying the same thing, density is increasing. So if I will say, suppose here density was 5, generally density don't have 5, but it's just one numerical example. So if the density is 5, you are saying that it is decreasing, so that means it will become 4, means 4.8 or 3.8 or then 2.8 or something. Suppose here now it is 2, at 4 degrees Celsius it is 2. You are saying density is increasing, so let it be 12. Okay, this first case only we are discussing, this we will discuss later. So when the density is increasing, here it was 5 and now it has become 12. After that you are saying that density is decreasing, that means it will be 11, that means less than 12. So here the density is decreasing, here also it was less than that, that means the maximum density is at 4 degrees Celsius. So one more very important concept we got from here is at 4 degrees Celsius, if you want to write down, you write down, at 4 degrees Celsius density of water is maximum. Actually this is topic of next chapter, but now we have discussed here itself. That means if you will plot a graph between temperature and volume, for water only we are talking, if you will plot a graph, then you will get something like that, and this minimum value, this temperature you will get will be 4 degrees Celsius, because the volume is minimum at 4 degrees Celsius. Similarly, if you will plot a graph between temperature and density, then what will happen? Then you will get one maximum value, and that maximum value will be only at 4 degrees Celsius, because the density of water is maximum at 4 degrees Celsius. From exam point of view, both these graphs are important, and this is more important, graph between density and temperature. So this is known as actually some abnormal behavior or non-uniform expansion and contraction of water. Now we will need it in our topic, and that is relative density.